This is a lifestyle. It's not a hobby or something. It's a lifestyle.
An ever-growing team of racers gathers to battle it out in the second edition of the Masinga TT Drags and Gymkhana under a tight theme, no excuses. This is a clear message. It is not going to be as easy as it looks. Every racer has to step up. Safety is of vital importance in every race. Every car in the race has to go through a process of rigorous oversight known as scrutineering as a safety measure.
Motorsports it's inherently dangerous. Just by definition, the element of danger in it is quite high, given that people are driving at high speed under extreme pressure. So we have to take them through the inspection process, what we call the scrutineering, before we allow them on the track.
Car preparation as well. I think the scrutineering process has become very strict now. So we make sure that the cars are in proper running order, and the scrutineering process has really improved. So they check everything from suspension to brakes, everything. That makes sure that the car is in the best condition to actually race safely.
Race teams get a chance to perform scrutineering at Amir Mohammed's garage, all in remembrance of the strides he took to make the sport what it is today.
You remember the legend, Amir Mohammed, before his untimely demise. He was one of the creators of Club TT Motorsports, along with the rest of us, one of the directors. So in his benevolence, he said, the garage, he owned the garage. So he said, I have a big garage here, big enough space. You can be doing the scrutineering of the vehicles here rather than at the start lane of the racetrack, which is a bit sketchy. So Otwat has always been in the picture. Unfortunately, March 15th of 2015, the worst happened. We've grieved all that time, but we've kept his name alive. If not for any other reason, at least in his honor.
The final step before the rubber meets the road. A dyno test is done, and George Bett, the driver of the fun's favorite, the Heartbreaker, has his baby undergoing the final dyno test.
The thing we're doing here is emulating what we would do on a road. So technically, the vehicle is on a static road, so it's going to roll on its own power, but it's not going to move anywhere. So when you're tuning, you need a lot of eyes. Most of the stuff you're doing is checking if the gauges are showing you what you're supposed to be checking. The speeds you hit on the dyno are well over the road speed limit, which is, north of 200 kph. And also, we don't have enough eyes to look at all that stuff, keep to the speed limit, and still look at the road. That's why we come to the dyno, because it's much safer.
It's the 20th of October. Every racer is fired up from the Kenya team, welcoming competition from the noisy neighbors, the Tanzanians. However, the unexpected happens. The Heartbreaker's gearbox breaks down. On the same day, another 6-6 racer, Volkswagen R32, driven by Yoshi Mugambi, has an issue with its engine, and due to time factor, Yoshi retires.
It was a very trying moment for us, By the time we figured out what was going on, it was way too late. It was almost 4 o'clock in the evening. And it got to a point that, we were almost even retiring from this whole race. So anyway, the mech stayed in the garage until maybe about 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to fix it, test it. They had to remove the gearbox.
When dealing with any kind of car, there are always challenges, and the Heartbreaker gives in on race day. However, the Heartbreaker has to face the battle while wounded and manages to take position 2 to the surprise of the team members, who knew the challenges the day before, while 6-6 racing car Stealth, driven by Ahmed Tajir, the only challenger having taken the crown as king of Gymkhana.
Well, surprisingly, I am now the king of Gymkhana. Compared to TGRV, where we were doing practice and testing our suspension, we figured what we needed to do and we sorted it out. And we have a few more things to do. We should have knocked more seconds off Gymkhana, so we'll do that next time, guaranteed.
A lot of work has gone into that car. Ahmed has worked on it dedicatedly for weeks, for months. And the results were stuck and quite open for everybody.
The 6-6 wagon, driven by Tony Ikunza, emerges 5th.
I've never done a Gymkhana before. This was the first time. I knew the challenge was because my car is quite long and not as nimble as the other smaller cars. But I'm proud of the times I posted when the car was working fine, especially the last and the first hits. Yeah.
The second day was specifically for drags. the fans' favorite. The Heartbreaker, not at its best in day one, took to the track but it gives in due to major electrical issues and now has to bow out of the competition. Ahmed takes to the track but for a car built for Gymkhana and stands its ground on day 2. Tony Ikunza takes to the track and surprises many. It ends up being an exciting weekend for the 6-6 racing fans and motorsport at large. As a team, 6-6 Racing announces its entry in the field. And like any worthwhile quest, room for growth and improvement becomes the key to winning the next battle.
The most important thing about a team is teamwork. It's about helping each other. A night before the TT event, we really didn't know where the majority of the cars were going to take part, but we pulled through together to help each other with the issues that we've actually had. It's not been easy. I mean, cars are broken down, parts need to be fixed, parts need to be bought. But at the end of the day, just coming together and helping each other out to try and ensure that everybody's car is as best as it can be. You know, you can't run 100% all the time, but really to be as best as it can be. Secondly is the aspects of emotions. You know, you really need to manage the emotions of the team because they're different people with different emotions, but with one common goal. And so long as people help each other out, then so long as you have the right frame of mind and you have the perfect cars around you, then anything is possible.
2019 promises to be a better year for the team and their fans. Success doesn't necessarily come from breakthrough innovation, but from flawless execution. 6-6 Racing Team is here to win, no matter what it takes.